Hello, welcome back. Today's video is going to be about 7 cuts that you should know, 7 cuts you should know as a beginner video editor. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bic and I create videos to help makers and creators turn their hobbies into a business. So the art of creating videos is all about marrying information with entertainment. If you have a wealth of knowledge of information and your video is boring, monotonous, then you're not going to get the views or the engagement or the retention of your viewers. So that's the whole idea here, is to make people want to watch your video. And to do that, you either have a really good personality, you have to be funny and humorous, or you've just got to be interesting, and it's all to do with also your video cuts, because creating videos is not all about just standing in front of the camera and talking. It's about demonstrating. It's a visual platform. People want to see what you're doing. People want to be with you, feel that they're in the space with you, and also helping them understand. Like if you tell somebody what to do, they're not going to learn as quickly or remember as much as if you show to them what you're doing. So that's why some of the edits here will help you out. So the program that I'm using is Imovie, and I use Imovie because it's free. It's not sophisticated as, say, Final Cut Pro or some of the other paid platforms, but it does the job. And because it's so basic, it makes me think more creatively and to work within the restraints that I have. Okay, so before I lose your interest, I'm going to jump right into my first cut, and that is the basic cut. And it's called the basic cut is because it is the end of one scene and the start of another scene. So this is how you put it in iMovie. So once you've imported the media into your media section, you just drag one clip down and then the next clip adjacent to it. The next cut is called the jump cut. So let's say you have a very long demonstration of something. Like for example, if you're painting something, and it can get very boring for the viewer to see because the process is very tedious and it takes a lot of time. And the whole idea is to explain the painting or what you're doing. So you just cut up your video from the introduction, and the middle part and then the end part, and then you can just chunk them up and join them together, because people don't need to see the whole process. They just need to get the idea of what's happening. The other thing you can use here is a time lapse. If you're, say, doing a painting, I speak about painting because I'm an artist, you can speed up your time, and this is how you do it in iMovie. So up on the top right hand side, you've got a little icon that looks like a clock. If you click on that, you'll get a drop down menu which has an option of fast, and then that will also give you an option of how fast you want to speed up the movie. And you can just make the painting go a lot faster so that the viewer can just see the beginning to the ending. A third cut is the L cut or the J cut. Now I can't remember which is which, but it's when one movie fades into the other, whether the first movie fades into the second movie or the second movie fades into the first movie. And to do this, you cut up the movie and you put the scene on top of the previous movie or underneath if you want it just as an audio.
Don't worry, baby, we will up after your bye.
I think I'm up to the fourth cut, which is called the cross cut. And a cross cut is good to demonstrate what you're talking about. So for example, if you're talking about baking a cake, then instead of just standing there telling the audience that you've mixed the mixture, because it's a visual platform, you should show the audience the process of what you're doing. So it's where you play your B-roll. Now, what is a B-roll? It is basically just an additional video that you use to support your A-roll. It's your main video. I use this because sometimes it's hard to talk and do something at the same time because you're concentrating on, getting the things done. So I feel myself doing something, and then when I explain and when I do this kind of talking video, I can then use my B-roll to demonstrate what I'm doing. The next cut is called called a montage. So it's basically adding little clips together to demonstrate what you've been doing. Let's say you are talking about your time in quarantine. My family and I in quarantine have been trying to keep fit, playing hacky sack, playing cards, painting and cooking and going on lots of walks. We did go surfing a couple of days. We've been trying to keep active. Okay, the match cut is one that I really like because it's like magic. I find this really helpful if you are doing a try on video where you can just click your fingers and then your outfit changes, or you can just do a twist or a turn and then you have a change of outfit or a jump. It's also good for cooking videos, so when you're creating that first hook and you're saying today I'm going to be baking scones, and you can just clap your hands and then all of a sudden the scone appears. You could also do this with a travel vlog, so like jumping shots into the ocean and then cutting it into a different scene. So I haven't done this before, but I'd like to try that out. The other things you can do is use the transitions that are already inbuilt in Imovie. So the fade, the cross blur, and then the fade to black. So if you haven't got a transition in mind and you need to smoothly run a video into another video, you could just use the transition built in Imovie. You could also do something like a slide and then add a sound effect to it, like this. The next cut is a split screen cut. It's a bit quirky. You can do this when you're wanting to talk to yourself. You know, Final Cut Pro and all that does this really well, and it's quite seamless. And Imovie is a little bit chunky and hard, but it's quite entertaining and you get the gist of it. You have to build in that pause, and it's good to have a script first because you then know what you're doing. So I'm just waiting for Bic to come. Hi, nice for you to join us. Thanks for having me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you can just hit that subscription button, make sure you hit that notification button, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment if you have any questions or if you've got any other ideas for edits. See you next time.